already know the game. Take my shoes off, wrap my hair, cool. Dress modestly. All those things, check, check, check. Put my little shoes on over on the little cubby holes. Put my shoes in there. Allow us like follow the sound of the vacuum. I'm back at it again. I'm on my way outside, and I'm gonna go to another mosque and see if I can talk to somebody. I was gifted another pashmina, so thank you, Auntie Pashmina. But yeah, this is what I'll be wearing outside. What's going on, y'all? It's your girl Natisha Janae, and today is Friday. I've been getting a decent amount of comments of everyone telling me to go on a Friday afternoon to mosque, masjid. I'm working on it. But to go to the mosque at 12 noon and to see Jannah. It's like a prayer or a teaching before prayer, which is, I guess, around like 1 o'clock, even like right now anyways, since it changes sometimes, based on the direction of the sun, moon, sun, on where the sun is, because the moon's not up. So I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna see if someone's in there, and here we go. It was very, very, very beautiful in there. Words cannot describe the physical appearance of this place and the spiritual presence, energy that I did feel in this place. The floors, the walls, the ceiling, every single thing about this place just had me in awe. So over here, this is the front. This is where the Imam would be while he's doing his prayer, and the men would be on this side also. The vacuum sound will always play a big role in my journey now, so I like to laugh at this part, but I'm sure at this point in time, this is when the Imam gets the idea to come get me so he can give me a gift. Okay, I'm excited to tell you what I got. Gifts from the Imam. Sorry if you hear some background noise. My car is running and it's a little warm. I got these layers on, and it's warming up out here. I got gifts from the Imam. They asked me to return tomorrow again, but this is another location, so I'm gonna keep on keeping on, okay? But what happened was I went inside this beautiful mosque, and no one was there. I mean, not nobody was around that I could see, but I could hear a vacuum running. So I followed the sound of the vacuum. And I went up the stairs. There were probably like 2 to 3 flights of stairs, and of course there was a sign asking you please to take your shoes off, you know. And I go up, and there's a man in there, the Imam, of course. He's the only one that was around, and I'm like knocking a little on the wall, so I don't want to spook him, because we all know what that feels like. But once he sees me, he's like, oh, hi. And I'm like, hi. I start blabbering. I'm like, hey, my name. I didn't even tell the man my name at first, honestly. I just start talking like, hi, I want to learn more about Islam and blah, 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 blah. And he's like, okay. he doesn't speak English too well. There was a language barrier. I was seeing in the comments, in the reviews online, that this is a Turkish mosque, and I didn't care. I'm like, come on, as long as like you can speak a little English, I can kind of read between the lines, which is literally the purpose and what this series is about. I like to read between the lines of religion, and just see where they're similar. Anyway, so we're talking, and then he's like, hold on, I'm gonna call my friend, and he's gonna translate. Cool. So I talked to the guy on the phone. He tells me to come back tomorrow at 1:30, and then there will be other ladies around to talk to, and I'm gonna do it. Okay, I'm gonna show up. This place is absolutely beautiful. I love the color choice. It's just, oh my goodness. So I go downstairs, I put my little shoes on, and I'm literally about to walk out the door, and as soon as I start walking out the door, I hear, hey, hold on. And it's the Imam. I thought he was still upstairs vacuuming, but it looks like he left the vacuum just running. Like he just dropped the vacuum, continued letting it run, scream, while he ran down all those flights of stairs just to tell me, hold on, I have something. And so I'm like, okay. And he runs to the back, and you hear his little feet, and he comes back, and he's like, and I'm like, y'all know I love books. I'm writing and I'm reading. He gives me the Quran and its meaning. That's what it says. The Quran and its meaning. And then he also gave me Basics of Islam for free. And they're beautiful, clean books. I was telling my mom I need more books, because a lot of my books I ended up leaving back in Detroit. And that just eats me up every time I think about it. But yeah, man, telling them my story. I've been here about a month. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I grew up Christian, so I don't know nothing about it, and I just want to know. So I'm gonna read some of this, and then I'm gonna return tomorrow at 1:30, and we'll see what happens. Okay, I'm gonna get the GPS going again, but while I'm doing that, I'm gonna keep talking to y'all. I was so nervous getting dressed and like trying to make sure that I had something that wasn't what y'all would call haram. I don't mean to do that, but if I'm saying it right. But yeah, I didn't want to dress disrespectful or just too revealing. And to be honest, I feel like a lot of the clothes that I do own, they are, we can say, they show my figure. Yeah, they show my figure, and I don't know, that was just kind of bothering me. But yeah, today's outfit I felt okay with. So, but it took me a little second to just get that together. Okay, so today is the very next day. Like I said, I was gonna come back at 12:30, 1:30. It currently is 1:04. I've been out running around today, but mainly what I mainly wanted to do today was go buy a new scarf. Not this, but this. Just like a regular bandana. So I bought this black one that I have on now, but this was the only one right here, this white and black one that I had, and I would wear it underneath what I was using as hijab or covering, so that I could make sure that you cannot see my hair. And some people are saying, or I see other women use a cap underneath, and so I was just like, I'll just go get a black bandana and be okay with that. I've been thinking about if I would be a person who would wear hijab all the time, more, every day. I don't think so. I don't know yet, because I get so annoyed when things are just on me and constricting me. And if I'm already in in a bad headspace. I'll be trying to get it off. So I'm definitely gonna be thinking about that. But I like to veil. I was a person that would veil even before I started learning about Islam. So we shall see. So anyways, now I have like 20-30 minutes of just sitting and waiting until my given time of 1:30. So I don't forget to say, earlier on today, I went to Walmart in hopes of finding a black bandana, even though I knew that I should have just went to a beauty supply, which I did eventually. But I went to Walmart, walked around, asked some people. You're gonna keep seeing me touch this just because it's like I walked around and I couldn't find what I wanted, and because they were out. And I was like, of course they're out. I don't even know why I came in here. I should have just went straight to the beauty supply. I know I would have had it. And I said, I don't even know why I came in here. And I looked to the left, and there is a young lady in a hijab, in a mint green hijab. So mint green for right now is important to me because I said it yesterday. I was like, okay, mint green, that's gonna be my color for my birthday this year. June 20th is my birthday. So but yeah, so it was like, oh, I'm gonna go on over there and I'm gonna ask her some questions, and hopefully it's not too like shocking or invasive or so, go over, start a conversation. Yeah, and the conversation went really well. Her name is Dima. She gave me her contact information. She talked to me about the different masjids or mosques around the area, the ones that she prefers, and then she offered to gift me hijab because she has many, and that was the main question I asked her. Where do you get your hijabs from? Because everything that I'm seeing is online, and it's like online is okay, fine, but what if a person just wanted to go buy anything? Like, what if I wanted to go buy a prayer mat, not online? I want it right now. What if I want to go buy my mala beads? What if I want to go buy, I'm pretty sure they call them other things other than mala beads, but what if I wanted to go buy a hijab? Like, I mean, like me, I used what I had, but again, what if I just wanted to go? But yeah, I love it. I love how Allah lined that up for me. I was like, I don't even know what I came in here for. Ding! Somebody who can give you information and a friend. I'm getting this weird feeling, this like desire, not even a desire. I just had this urge and want to leave. And I have about 10 minutes until whoever these women are that's supposed to show up and all of that. I have 10 minutes before they get here. Now, last time I had the same feeling with the last masjid that I went to, and they were like, yeah, we're gonna come help you and we'll come teach you and all the questions and we'll answer them. I felt that then, and I ended up leaving, and then they called me back like, yeah, we came to meet you, to talk to you, and I was like, So just noting that I'm really hoping that I'm not wasting my time today. That's one thing I don't like doing. I don't want to waste my time. But would it be wasting my time if I'm seeking God? No. So I'll just chill. Oh wow, what kind of birds are those? I think they're crows flying right over me. 3 crows. I don't want to feel like that, so I'ma wait. I will not leave, because if I leave, and I just don't want the regret, like, I want to know. It's annoying me. I got on their website just to see what they have on there, and looking at their prayer times, there's something in there called ikama, And just looking at the definition, it is spelled IQAAMAH or IQAMAH. It says the Iqama is the second Islamic call to prayer recited after the adhan, summoning those already in the mosque to line up for prayer or salah. This is the women's section. I was so nervous. I had no idea what I was about to experience. The white wall separates the men from women. Okay, now we can talk about everything that happened on the inside. When I first got there, I got to see the person who's in charge. So coming out of Christianity, the pastor, the minister, the ummah, he was leading prayer with some other men or some other followers that were inside the masjid. This again is around 1:30 in the afternoon, and the way that they have things set up is it's split between men and women. So the men, they're usually like on the front side of we could say the church of the masjid, and then the women are usually closer towards the back. At least how this one is set up. Other ones, I don't know, not so much, I don't know. And if there are children, the children will be on the side where the women are. So I got to see them do their thing, and then for some time, I sat around and I went to the bathroom, and I was really curious to know if their bathroom would have a section where they performed wudu, or like a spiritual cleansing, that they do with water. They clean themselves before they go pray. And no, they didn't have a special space for that. But that was okay too. So I went to the bathroom and went back upstairs, and by the time I made it back upstairs, everybody that was in the masjid or in the prayer area, they were gone. And I was sitting there like, did me just going to the bathroom stop the show? Like, stop what I came here to do? So I sat back down and I just waited around and kicked my little feet, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna leave. And then the Ummah comes back. He's in different clothing now, and he's like, my friend is coming, but he's gonna be maybe like 10 more minutes. And we were again having a hard time having conversation, because I learned that this masjid is a Turkish masjid. The person that's leading everything, he speaks Turkish, and so we were using translators on our phones to have conversation with one another. And me, I'm a person who loves etymology. I love the study of words. I love language. I love culture, and I love history. So I was having a grand old time just trying and being open to conversation with absolutely anybody. That's my thing. Soon there's this guy who comes in. I'm 30 years old, and so based off looks alone, he is either the same age as I am or younger than me, just to give you an idea of who came to help. Just didn't want you to think of some older guy with a really long beard, and no. His name was Mustafa, or Mustafa. I'm sorry if I say your name wrong. I did end up sharing my YouTube channel with him, and just in conversation about my own journey. And I just want to say thank you to him. Thank you for helping me and just indulging me in conversation. So once Mustafa gets there, he is working as the translator for the Ummah, and he did very, very well at including both of us in the midst of the translations. I didn't feel like I was left out. They all sit down in front of me. So it's the Ummah, Mustafa, 3 women, and a little girl. And he, I'm 30 years old, and so based off looks alone, he is either the same age as I am or younger than me, just to give you an idea of who came to help. The person that's leading everything, 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 They all came in and they sat at my feet because I was sitting down on like the little bench on the women's side inside of the masjid, and they all came and sat down in front of me. And so I was just like, oh, like, should I get on the floor too? Like, I'm not sure, but I stayed where I was because, I mean, they didn't seem that it was a big deal. So they started asking me questions on like what my beliefs are, what led me here, how long had I been here, and then they started asking me questions on like my belief system and my relationship with God. And my answer to that was, I always felt like that God was my friend. Like God was somebody that I could go to when I needed them, whenever. Doesn't matter the time, it don't matter where I am, what I'm wearing. I was really enjoying myself and just opening my heart and my mind to learning something new, and also allowing people into my sacred space in my mind, things that I think about and have questions about. But every time I would answer their questions about my own beliefs, they'd look at me like, wow, you basically have Muslim beliefs. And in my head, I kind of agree. I've been feeling like that, but again, this is my journey. This is my thought process. But it was just super interesting how it more so felt like, instead of me coming to them to learn something, it felt like two parties coming in to learn something from one another. And so I'm absolutely vibing with that. They're asking like, what can we do to aid you in your journey? And I was just basically telling them, I'm looking for a community. I'm looking for other women my age that I can have conversation with, that I can just be around like-minded individuals. And so they invited me to an event that they're having on Friday, where they all just get together and they break fast. And so absolutely, I was like, yeah, I'll show up. And they were definitely interested in if I wanted to take my shahada. And I was like, no, I'm not there yet. It's only been about 3 weeks since I started to do my own research on what Islam is. But I can most definitely say I love how open they feel when it comes to even though they only believe in one God, they feel like they are people who, they're just open and accepting to people who are in all walks of life and all thought processes. So I love that about them. Another thing is, I got to see them practice wudu. And like I said in one of my more previous videos, I love performing wudu. I don't know what it is, like anything that's cleansing to remove or bring in, I love it. But yeah, I got to see wudu. When it comes to that, I've pretty much been doing wudu correctly. But again, I learned about like them putting water on the back of their neck, and how they, when they're putting water on their hair, they can just wipe their hand, place it on the top of their head like this, or even pull back. But out of all of the entire process of wudu, I've pretty much been doing it right. I've also been learning that even in the comments, y'all have been telling me out here that if I'm in the process of doing prayer and if say I'm having a hard time, like when I was doing some working out and my body was in so much pain, that I opted out of prayer, when in fact I learned that I could have been praying in a chair. I've seen many videos of people praying on airplanes, on trains, inside the car. Like, there's ways to do it. Yeah, I was able to communicate with Mustafa, and he gave me some information for his relative that lives over in Denver, and how they have a podcast, and I most definitely plan on reaching out to them, or even just listening in, because based off what he says, we have similar interests, if not mindset. We have similar interests to learning about the mysteries of the world and all the questions that that I can have. And I love that. I love that feeling. And the fact that he said she has a podcast, I am thinking about having my own podcast. So again, those breadcrumbs, I will pick it up. And that's another thing I told them. I felt like you fed me here. I feel like you filled me up with just this knowledge, those breadcrumbs that I'm picking up. Like, I'll always have sustenance. I got to hear the recite the Quran in that beautiful tone that Quran should be recited in. It was amazing, and I felt good after hearing him recite. And the day before, he gifted me a Quran. Now, this is the Holy Quran and its meaning, right? And another thing is the way the book opens up. Instead of opening up from, I guess we will call it the regular way, it opens up. Look how beautiful this is. But it opens up backwards. It kind of feels like when you read manga, and how when you open the manga book, the book is backwards. But it's okay. It's very interesting. But yeah, so the day before, when I came up there to speak to him, he gifted me this. Oh, and not only did he give me that, he gifted me the basics of Islam. Yeah. And it literally is the basics on Islam. So far, since he had given me the book, I made it to the love for Allah. So it talks about faith, worship, morality, biography of the Prophet. Just being inside the masjid was beautiful. Like, honestly, that was one of the reasons that I had chosen that location. Just looking at the pictures of it online, I was like, I gotta be in there. I want to see that. I want to feel what it's like just to be in there. And I absolutely loved it. And I will be going back Friday. The goal is to meet new people, meet people around my age, people who are interested in the same things I'm interested in, meet people who I can learn from. And they the young lady that demonstrated wudu for me and her mother, they were very kind, and they said that they would be gifting me prayer mat and hijab. So I'm very thankful and excited. We'll see that once I go there. Hopefully they're there. But when I go on Friday, that I'll get a prayer mat. I want a prayer mat, guys. Another question is, what are y'all praying on? And where are you getting your prayer mats from? And do I have to just only get them online? Because like I said in another video, I will literally go somewhere, buy a cute rug, mat, something that I really like, and I will pray on that and be perfectly fine with it. Or do I have to use something specific? That is another question. One thing I've been noticing is I'm getting some redirection. When it comes to, yes, I'm learning about the Quran, but my whole point in this series is reading between the lines of religion. And so coming out of a Christian household, now that I'm learning about the Quran, I got all the questions about the Bible. So I will be definitely coming back on here and making some content about my own thoughts, my own findings, okay? I am not a scholar. I am not a professional. but I am somebody who seeks knowledge. Another thing that I'm learning, it is related to Islam. Like this is something that people talk about all the time about. It's in the Quran. It tells you to seek knowledge, and then it even talks about a person who does seek knowledge, and like that's my thing. Like I love to learn. One of my favorite quotes is, "A successful woman is a woman who seeks knowledge." And another one of my favorite quotes is, "Knowledge applied equals wisdom." I love that. So yeah, your girl out here, you know, exploring, asking all the questions. And that was another thing that, like, I can say, like, half and half. In being raised in Christianity, I was taught that, one, you can ask questions. You can ask God questions, you know. The way my mom taught me, you can ask anybody questions. It just depends on how you're saying it. And then there's the other half of it of where you shouldn't question God and blah, 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 blah. I'm going to ask all the questions. Because when I was a kid and I found out, oh, there is a God, or I you know, somebody just kind of introduced it to me. And so I literally went in my room to talk to God, and I would always ask God, okay, God the Father, Jesus is your son, the Holy Spirit, right? Where did you come from, God the Father? And I would get a nice little thump on the forehead, but I'm an adult here, and I'm still getting my thumps on my forehead, but I feel like the thump is redirecting me to go find the answer versus don't ask. And another thing I can say is I'm going to ask all the questions because I expect God to answer me. Not in a disrespectful way or manner or attitude, but that is my relationship with God. I expect an answer. I don't expect to talk to God and he ignore me or they ignore me. I don't expect that. Maybe answer in their own time, but to ignore me, no, that's never been my experience. And so that's what they're definitely teaching you in Islam, is knowledge is something you should be chasing. Another thing that Mustafa kept saying, and that we agreed upon, I won't stop chasing it. Okay. I will not stop chasing it, and it doesn't have to chase me because I'm already on hunt. But yeah, that's what they're teaching you. They're teaching you to chase knowledge, and one of the ways to obtain knowledge is to ask questions, because you don't know everything. You're not perfect, so to not ask questions, that doesn't make sense. I will be asking all the questions. I've been invited to iftar, to the breaking of the fast, and today I'll be going back to the masjid for the third time. And my goal here is to meet some ladies, possibly around my age, or just somebody that I can vibe with, learn from, and be friends with. So let's go.